Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Stubmasters Reviews, and today I'm here to review the latest Marvel flick, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, I really enjoyed the original Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was very funny, it was original, and it set itself apart from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And at least that first film, aside from Thanos and a few other little Easter eggs, wasn't so concerned with universe building. And I just respected it as a standalone, really funny film from director/writer James Gunn. Now, what I will say about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 right off the bat is that it's very enjoyable. Jump right into the chase. It's a lot of fun, the characters are great, it's pretty much everything you loved about the original and more, at least in terms of the story, not so much the structure of the film. The thing I loved about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is its characters. Everyone is very well written and all their roles are greatly expanded upon, especially from the first film. We get more focused on characters such as Drax and Yondu, who are more side characters that take a little bit more center stage in this film, and it was really cool to see that. We also get to see a lot of great character development between Rocket and his new relationship with Groot, because Groot is kind of an infant now. He's not the adult Groot that we all knew and loved from the original. Now he's the baby Groot, which is adorable, by the way. But it's just really cool to see the banter between Rocket, Raccoon, and Groot, because he kind of has to be a dad, and he really doesn't know how to be. But the biggest thing we have here is the character development of Star-Lord. You learn a lot about his character that you didn't from the first film, a lot about his father because of the introduction of Ego, the Living Planet, which is played by Kurt Russell, and I have to say Kurt Russell does a really great job. He's very charismatic. I really like the way Chris Pratt and Kurt Russell worked off each other. The action in this film is also really cool. It's different than other Marvel Cinematic Universe films. It has a very unique approach to it. There are a lot of really cool shots and set pieces, and it just feels like you're in space. It's just a really nice departure from the standard Marvel Avengers fighting in New York, and it's just really cool to see them go from different locations. It's basically Marvel's version of Star Trek, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Now that I've said all the positive things I want to say about this movie, let's jump into the negatives. Well, I don't think this film flows quite as well as the first one did. It's probably about, I think it's actually about 20 minutes longer than the original Guardians of the Galaxy back in 2014 was. And a lot of that is to give room for character development, which I really appreciated, but I'd say at the beginning of the film doesn't really flow that well, or at least the movie kind of is a little bit everywhere. It doesn't really have a established beginning. It's kind of like, woo! They're in the crap, but it really doesn't build up very much from there until we kind of get into the second act of the film, and that's when things really start slowing down to take its time to really formulate a well-told story. But that's really it. The film itself doesn't really suffer from sequelitis. It does what a good sequel does. It builds upon the groundwork laid by the first film. The characters are given more depth. You care about them. I actually found myself choking up at the end of the film. I didn't really have that emotional bond to the first film like I had with Guardians 2. Guardians 2 just really made me feel from these characters, and a lot of that has to do with just how well written everyone is this time around. So guys, all in all, Guardians Volume 2 is a very, very good Marvel sequel. I'd definitely say it's probably one of the best ones, definitely in the top 3. It's fun, it's energetic, you actually have characters that you care about, you have really great character development. Kurt Russell's really good. All the new additions are really cool. Just overall, this is just a very fun movie. And I can't wait to see where they take this franchise next. I mean, of course, we're going to see them in Infinity Wars, but I'm looking forward just to seeing what these group of guys do. This is such a very different part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I think it's very important that it gets the attention it deserves. That being said, I'm going to give Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 a 4 out of 5 stars. So guys, how'd you like the review? Please let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our awesome channel if you haven't already done so. You can also follow us on Twitter, where we'll be going ahead and giving you updates on our little short film, kind of, the Retrospective 3, which is kind of an homage to the retrospective we did back at the end of our first year of Stubmasters. And we meant to give you a sequel last year, but unfortunately, due to time restraints, we weren't able to get that to you. So this is going to be great, guys. We're going to go ahead and announce an official release date once the project gets closer to completion. But just know, as of now, about 20% of the film, or 20-25% of the film is already shot and done. And we're hopefully production's going to wrap up in the next 2 weeks, and we'll have a solid release date for you. Alright guys, I'm Jonathan from Stubmasters Reviews. Have an excellent day.